Hello everybody. This is a short video about oh man, let me see. My charger fell off. Okay. This is an impromptu spontaneous video about why I miss international living. I live outside the USA the first 14 years of my life in a very poor country, in the small island nation of Cuba. And I remember how life was there. I also been to Spain for like 10 days in a small town of Castellón de la Plana, and I saw how the Spanish people live and the way they acted and interacted with each other. And of course, I live in the USA as well for 15 years. So I can kind of compare and contrast, what it's like to live overseas to living here. At least I get a general, at least I have a general idea. Now, don't get me wrong, the USA is an amazing place to live. I mean, lots of people move to the USA. Lots of people would love to come to the USA. Many risk their lives to come here. I'm not denying that at all. But what I'm trying to get to here is like, there's something cultural about living in the USA that I can't pin it down, but this is kind of like, it's like this rat race that you get like bogged down with high functioning jobs that require so much of you, and like it's so expensive, so you had to always like work so hard and do all these things to keep up with the expenses of living here and whatnot, and everything is planned out. You got a little calendar where 20 minutes to walk the dog, and like everything is like very regulated, and like there's no as much spontaneity, and structure. Everything is very structured, I would say that. And I just miss, like, for instance, hanging out with international people. I really do, a whole lot, because let me put it this way: when you go overseas and you go to other countries and stuff, there's something magical about the people, like the way they act, the way they party, their vibe. They just make you feel so alive. They have this like enthusiasm and this energy they bring into the equation. And it's amazing. I mean, it really is. To me personally, like, it has made me feel alive. The times that I travel, it has made me feel alive. In fact, when I don't travel, when it goes like extended periods of time that I haven't been overseas, I get depressed because it's like I miss the lifestyle that people have overseas. I don't know how to put it, but it's just like those who are foreigners or who have been overseas will understand me. They can relate to this feeling of like, oh my God, this is so exciting and this is so cool, and like, like who can dance like Cubans can, or like who can like party like Brazilians, or it's just kind of, it's different. They act different. You gotta experience it to understand it. Here it's like, sure, you can hang out with, all these people that are from here, but at the end of the day, they are more like aloof and cold, and like they're kind of like, oh, this is awkward, oh, that's awkward, oh, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, come on, like, grow up. I mean, really, like, you can't just be yourself. Like, you gotta like, act all the freaking time, and like behave in a certain way because you're afraid of what people might think, or like, I like spontaneity, spontaneous personalities, and real people, these funny bastards. uh, I'm drinking water now. I'm not a hardcore alcoholic. I am a binge drinker, but I'm not an alcoholic. I could never drink every day, even if I wanted to. Now, I could go 2 weeks without drinking, and then if I drink, I fucking drink like a whole lot, you know. Well, sorry for the cursing and the deviating from the subject at hand. But yeah, partying like foreigners is, you know, I went to this program in Massachusetts, Phillips Academy. This was a prep school. I did this in high school, and I met people from everywhere. I mean, Europe, Asia, Latin America, and it was so cool. Like, it was just awesome. It really was. So I highly advise international traveling. I really do. And if I get the opportunity, I would certainly love to live outside the USA. You know, that was my goal all along. You know, the thing that I wanted to do the most was to be a foreign service officer, which is essentially a diplomat. But that was before I make all sorts of poor life decisions, and you know, I didn't have enough guidance. You know, I came here as an immigrant by myself with my mom, and it's just kind of, she tried to help me any way she could, but still, like, I had to, you know, try to learn all these new things and try to function within this new given society, and deal with all sorts of things. So, you know, for whatever reason, that didn't work out. But there are other ways to still achieve those, you know, goals. So yeah, travel, go overseas. You know, the world is so much bigger than, you know, your little bubble town. You know, and even though the USA is wealthy and the standard of living here is the envy of the world, or at least it used to be, you know. Sometimes it's not just about money, you know, sometimes it's about experiences and about, you know, talking with people who, you know, are interesting and experiencing new things and learning new things, you know. That has an intrinsic value. That has an intrinsic value that you cannot put a price tag to it, you know. And you know, I met some people, especially people who are kind of, unfortunately, like they've never been outside their state, you know. Like, oh my God, like really? And they put down foreigners, and you know, oh, foreigners are this and that, and they don't like anything that is foreign. It's like they're xenophobic, but it's like because they're kind of they think that because the USA is wealthy and these countries have issues, that the USA is a superior place and whatever. Who says so? You know, like there are many ways to be superior. You could be superior in economics, but then inferior when it comes to obesity. You could be superior in military power, but then you can be inferior when it comes to incarceration rates or discrimination or, you know, gender equality or, you know, any other issue that you want to, you know, look into. There are many sides to the coin, you know, like, and those people who bring down foreigners and they hate them, they usually act that way because they're have self-esteem. I mean, you had to constantly put somebody down, you always have some self-esteem issues. So, you know, definitely travel the world, meet people from overseas, you know, go abroad, you know, live abroad for 6 months, 5 months. If you can afford it, you can find a way to do it. Because life is short, and you know, it's a pity that many don't take advantage of this opportunity, you know. So yeah, I'm having a little bit of nostalgia about international travel, and you know, being able to be around international people. I love international people because they bring that vibe. I can't put it into words. It's just like energy. It's good energy. It's addicting, really. Hopefully, I'll get to go to Asia next, which has been a goal of mine for a while. But it's gonna take a while, and I'm gonna have to figure a way out of, you know, my own issues before I can get there. But that will be an interesting journey to engage in. So there you go. Just another video. Bye.